There's a word that a lot of people talk about sometimes, and that's the word insurmountable. It means something that's impossible to be completed. A lot of times tasks feel insurmountable, right? I'm never gonna get to the top of that mountain. I'm never gonna get that promotion. I'm never gonna, do whatever you want to do. But there's another word that people don't talk about as often, and that's the word surmountable. Get rid of the in and make it just like something possible. I remember when I was a kid in Boy Scouts, one of the adult leaders would talk about the word surmountable sometimes. There's a series of tasks, and they may feel impossible. There's thousands of things you need to do to be able to become an Eagle Scout. There's thousands or millions of steps that you need to take to be able to get to the top of a mountain.
A quick editor's note, I think it's like 10,000 to 30,000, maybe 40,000 steps to the top of a mountain. I don't know where the millions were coming from.
I don't actually know how tall a mountain is.
Hey, editor Ethan here to just kind of point out that you should know how tall a mountain is. We literally hiked a mountain 2 weeks ago and it was 30,000 steps that day. I don't know what you were on about past, Ethan.
It almost felt like it was going to be impossible because it was really high up and I was tired and we woke up at 5 a.m. But, it is ultimately surmountable. One of the leadership trainings in Boy Scouts, they would talk about how do you eat an elephant one bite at a time. And I would always say, I don't think it's really ethical to eat elephants because, I'm a vegetarian and I feel like eating elephants is probably a bad thing. A lot of them are like endangered species. Most of them don't really exist in the wild anymore. So we probably shouldn't be eating elephants. Point being is, if you wanted to eat an elephant, the only thing you can do is go one step and then the next step and one bite and the next bite. It's like the journey of a million steps starts with the first one or whatever. I don't know. I have a script. Isn't that crazy? I never do that. The difference between surmountable and insurmountable is just a mindset a lot of the times. Like if you decide that something is impossible, then you're not even gonna start working on it and then you're never going to get to the final accomplishment. Sometimes that requires relying on groups of people, like friends. Sometimes that requires having mentorship. Sometimes that requires novel thinking. Sometimes that requires doing a lot of research and learning and figuring it out. Sometimes it takes way longer than you think it's going to, but you always do eventually make it to the goal. Or maybe you don't, and that's okay too. But I think most of the time you can. This is maybe a character flaw I have, is that I kind of think I can do whatever I put my mind to. And maybe that's not the case, but I've always just kind of pushed in whatever direction and then I end up doing the thing. So I don't know, maybe I make a shitty life coach for that reason, but I don't know, you just keep doing the thing and then you get to the thing and then you've done the thing. One time I was trying to get to a coffee field in the middle of Taiwan and it was kind of in the middle of nowhere, and in order to get there I first took a boat and then a train and then a bus. After the bus I took a second bus, and after that bus I was like, well, we're never making it there. And I was with my friend Ida, and Ida was like, well, we could just hitchhike. Now, that's relying on other people. That's kind of having a mentor. That's being willing to trust in a lot of craziness, and that's novelty, trying new things. And we hitchhiked, and we made it to the farm. So ultimately, it did end up working out. You could think it's insurmountable, but really it was surmountable. All we needed to do was just try something else and trust other people. I kind of think in school, I was a lot this way too. I kind of felt like some of my friends and my brothers would just kind of be smart, and so then they would just read something and they would just like immediately understand it, and that was how they ended up getting good grades and succeeding. But for me, it tended to be that I needed to put in a lot of effort to learn things, and I kept trying, and I would talk to people, and I would learn from other people. I would put in extra time, I'd reread things, I'd make study guides, I'd study, I'd watch YouTube videos about things. I just kept trying to learn, and ultimately it meant that I was able to be successful in school. But the only reason that happened was because I was willing to take each step and eat bites of the elephant, one at a time. I've been wanting to learn how to do a handstand, and most of the time what that has meant is I have been throwing myself up against a wall and then falling, and then throwing myself up against a wall and then falling. But what's happening is every single time, one, I make it a little bit longer. I mean, not every time, but on average, I make it a little bit longer. Two, I've started to learn how the form works. 3, I've been willing to go to classes, which means getting mentorship and getting friends who are willing to listen and put in the work. And 4, I've been growing my muscles. So I've been like literally getting the strength in and the reps in to be able to get better at it on a muscular level as well. This past weekend, or maybe 2 weekends ago when this video comes out, I hiked up the tallest mountain in the American Northeast. And it was hard, and I was really sore afterwards, and it was 30,000 steps. But the only way that you can do that is decide that you're going to make it to the top, be willing to trust in other people, be willing to have put in the practice for years before this, having done tons of hiking, and be willing to take a step, and then another step, and then another step, and then another step. And ultimately, it's surmountable. You can summit, you can surmount. I mean, literally, in the root of the word surmountable is mount, the top of a mountain. Also, be willing to fail, right? We had plans in place. If it was raining, we maybe weren't even gonna go. If it was raining when we were halfway up, we were just gonna go down. We were not willing to take any big risks, and we ended up deciding to go on one of the easier of the paths up the top of the mountain. I mean, it was still marked as hard on all trails. It's really fun. Highly recommend going up to camp in the mountains. Shout out to Rebecca, Ben, Dimitar, and Joel. Super great time. Would recommend. If you like this video, hit that like, and if not, blame my brothers.
If you like the video, hit the like, and if not, you can blame my brothers. Blame my brothers. Just hiked up a mountain, and then there's a parking lot at the top.
I'm low-key very happy we walked all the way up here before eating.
Pretty. Pretty.
Pretty.
Bridge. Ethan, how's your trail mix going?
The trail mix isn't very mixed.
I think it's cranberries, though, isn't it?
Oh god.
We're having some top of mountain banh mi.
Yeah, we just hiked all the way up this. We just hiked all the way up this mountain. We're eating banh mi.
There's like sauce on the...
We got tofu, hoisin,
It really
kimchi.
elevates the flavor. Enriches the experience. Food in the grocery store.
Oh yeah,
That'd be pretty fire.
yeah. I mean,
No more view.
The flavor ones are like pretty good, but like the texture's not the best. But